Hello. I think this is the first dedicated video I've done for the DPH Lawn Care channel, so hooray. I've got some long grass down here today to cut. This morning, DPH Handyman and Yard Maintenance channel, I did the clover update, so head over to that page after this video, check all that out. I'll put a link at the end of this. But this video is all about mowing some long grass and the process in which I sort of go to. Typically, I'll get the brush cutter out for an area like this if it was on a property that I was unfamiliar with, just because I wasn't, or I'm not sure about what's under there. I'm still not sure about what's under this one, but I'm raised this right up to 5 inches, about to find out. You guys are about to see and witness it all. I've got 50% on this battery, so I don't know how much I'll be able to get. I'm just gonna do it till it dies. And I'm gonna section this off just to where I think it's not as soggy, as boggy, as wet. Because all these areas, there's been one down the bottom here that has been wet all year since we've been here, about April. And it has actually dried out. I was able to get this mower on there today, none of which was recorded, but I can show you possibly at the end of this footage, just this area. But down here you'll see just how boggy it is, and we'll get into it, guys. I won't talk too much. Gonna fill this up. Little tip that I did make mention on my Instagram page, if you don't follow me there, follow there for extra tips. Raise the deck to the highest, put the pin at the highest setting that it can go. That way if you knock that down, it's only gonna drop so far. You know what I mean? Which is about 10 mil in this case from where it's up locked in, and then the pin's there, you know? I'll just fill this up, get it rocking and rolling. And that's what this channel is gonna be about. Just tips, real quick tips, and also how to knock down that long grass efficiently, effectively, most of all, most importantly, profitably. There's a lot of ways to do it. You can do it to make entertainment videos, or you can do it to be successful as a lawn operator. Both methods seem to work, depending on how successful you are at the social media side of it. So for me, I don't base my success based on that. I do it based off price on job, net profit at the end of the year, and what I'm able to do and achieve in this business. And that's being solo at the moment. That'll all change in the future. As COVID keeps coming along and throwing new spanners in the works, I'm just holding off a little bit, as most people can understand and appreciate. But for now, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing until they stop me from mowing. Right, let's go. Alright, all this was also done this morning. Right around, got this whole section to do, and then over the hill I've done. Back paddock still to do, and front paddock still to do, but 3/4 of the yard's all finished. But as you can see, this was just a bog pit. Bit of a it's still not too bad right down in the guts here, but you can see just how much this has dried out. So I'm very confident that I'm going to be able to get in amongst this. And typically this is what you're going to come across, guys, when you come to an acreage property and they say, oh, it hasn't been done in a couple of months. This is what you usually find, okay? Next level, length, thickness, growth, weeds, grasses, anything and everything in between, trees, stumps. So you just a quick walk, just looking at it now, I'm pretty confident there's no stumps. But again, I haven't even been able to get a brush cutter in here. So this end is the worrisome side. You get a bit of overflow from this dam here, and it might have a slow leak and it's seeping out. So I'm going to try and cut it off about here, and then this next little section, that'll be the risky job. I'll give it a crack for you, but if I've got the battery on here, let's get into it. Cheers. So, when we're running around the outside, you don't want to fling it into the center, you want to fling it outwards. So you'll see the pattern I did at the start, you got no choice. You're going to have to fling it inwards, maybe twice, do 2 laps around, swinging it in, and then after that, start flinging it back out, okay? So going anti-clockwise is the go. I'll tag a video, DPH Handyman spoke about this many months ago. So it's a good process to use when you're in long grass, clears out the deck better and you're not recutting what you've already cut. There's tip number 1. Also, when you're doing it, you have it at this higher setting, you want to lower this now. I'm going to go from 5 inches straight down to 3, simply because of the type of grass this is. You can't always do that. Sometimes you can only go at ½ an inch increments, right? So 4.5, 4, 3.5, 3. Get down to your optimal level. 3 would probably require a double cut here, but I'll go one way up and down, and then I'll probably come across, and then that'll be it, right? And I've still got all this to do. But all in all, guys, this is a quick way to do it rather than the brush cutter for this type scenario. Sometimes you got no choice. If you can't be confident that there's not rocks and things like that in the ground, you're going to have to brush cut first. It's not worth breaking a blade, belt, pulley, anything on your mower for the sake of trying to save 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever it might be. Just get the brush cutter out, all right? You can do a pretty big swath with it. Takes a lot more energy, a lot more effort, but it saves you equipment, okay? So, bit of effort for you, saves you equipment. Sometimes you can get away with using this, saving yourself that energy. So, all right, balancing act. I'll leave it there. That'll probably do. Spider's just been with me that whole ride. Enjoy this next little bit of footage. I'll go straight to 3 inches. You'll see what happens. You don't have to be re-chopping up what you've already cut, okay? Don't watch just the entertainment videos and think that's how it's meant to be done. Think of a process as you're doing it. Just be smart about it. It's not just all for the views, you know, it's about getting in and getting done, moving on to the next job, okay? That's what's most important to most people. Moving on. Running commentary, 26% battery. We're I'm going to change it up here. I went to 3.5 just as I lower that into the thickness there. I don't want to put too much pressure on these pulleys and belts, and you don't want to do that as good practice anyway. But 3.5 now, I'm going to go to 3. So it's gone 5, 3.5, now down to 3 inches, and I'm going to go the opposite way. So you'll see my first pass hugged the edge, the outside edge of the fence line. So now what I'm going to do is swing the mower around and go the opposite direction at 3 inches. So the grass has been folded one way, it's now going to get folded the other. It helps lift it and it just sucks it up that little bit better. And all these scragglers that are left, there's some long ones in amongst it. We'll see if it gets it on this pass. But again, if you take the brush cutter first, this is where these longer bits are already cut for you, so it can save you time with triple cutting, quadruple cutting with the mower, and having to lower it down into it so much as well. So again, a lot of catch-22s with this, but for this type of scenario it really hasn't been that long, and this will be sufficient when you're on a property. But same deal, when you get overgrown properties, you definitely charge for those overgrown jobs. So enough talking, that's not what this channel. Alrighty, that's it, all done. So more than passable finish. If you're doing this for a client's yard, tiniest little bit of stragglers left. Wouldn't take much of the brush cutter to tidy it up. So as I'm coming through here now, I'm going to this next little section. I'll just do another quick walk, The hardest thing about this end is the sogginess of it. It's really a little bit nervous, but the utes up there, it pulls it out very, very easily, and it is nowhere near as wet as it has been in the past. So I'll mow this. I know you really want to see this on footage, but 17% battery, let's just see, 16%, it's a nice gas. And yeah, I'll just tidy this up, and thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, guys. There'll be plenty more of this. I've got 2 more overgrown sections, one down the back here, right over that hillside, and another little one over there. And I'll show you the brush cutting technique as well, probably down on that one, because there are rocks down in there. So I'll set this camera down. I'm going to just accomplish this. I'll get in, start editing, hopefully get these out tonight, but I've got 2 to edit, so see how we go. Thanks guys, thanks for watching, bye bye. Bonus footage. If you're new here, you'll get used to it. There's bonus footage always. So let's zoom out to roughly where we were before. I'll try and get a before shot here. Okay, and then over this side, all done. Massive difference, not that long, maybe half an hour. And that's with recording and moving a camera around. So all in all, what do you say, 400 to 500 square meters just in this little area. You've got to remember this is a 12-acre property, so everything's not really looking to scale. So with it, you're going to imagine when you're on a residential block, if you're quoting for something like that, it's going to take you a bit longer than that half an hour, simply due to the fact that there's a house in the way, obstacles in the way, a trampoline, play equipment, whatever it might be. So I'm just going to turn this mower off and I'll jump over. I'll show you this other paddock, just for future reference, and I can always come back to it. There's going to be drone footage and everything, because this is going to stripe up extremely well come, I don't know, 2 months time. All in here, I've got another paddock that I'm letting grow just for a trial run. I'll try to be quick. That's for the 30-inch SCAG. Not looking like it's getting here till Christmas now due to COVID. So yet another spanner in the works with that. Really in 2 minds about what I'm going to do there. I'm tossing up, just biting the bullet and getting a hydro 32-inch. But then I've also got a 36-inch SCAG, so I'm only losing 4 inches and not really gaining that much. But whereas the 30-inch, you can actually fit in a lot more gates than a 32-inch would. So that's where I'm at with that, guys. I'm not going back to Toro. Cannot stand that Time Master, and as far as I'm concerned, the pulleys and everything else on the commercial contractor unit, they're up, they're beefed, but I did that to the beefed up. I did that to the Time Master, made no difference. Still ended up with worn belts, broken belts, pulleys that became out of sync, therefore the blades would touch. Not really worth the risk there. So, like Toro, obviously they're a big company. There's something with that Time Master that just is not good enough, and the contractor version, I don't think I'm going to spend 2.5 grand or more, and I'm not going to gain much, you know. I'd rather wait for the SCAG, something I haven't tried before, and I'll give you my honest feedback once it's here. Thanks for watching. I'll jump over this paddock, show you that. I'll see you on the next one. Guys, I promise, this is the paddock. Letting it grow, a lot of kikuyu in amongst here, just starting to wake up. You can see here, plenty of growth. There's the difference. Let's check that out. Okay, all this looking beautiful. Gonna do a little bit of top dress here, put some turf down, fixed up some areas that were torn up. It's gonna be nice and level just before, and it might be in 5 years time whenever we end up moving from here. We got all this done. So down here was major mud pit, okay, slosh, absolute slosh for months and months and months, and it is just about good to go. Well, clearly I was able to do the whole thing, so it is good to go, but still a little bit damp in the guts there, but really this is going to be more than doable come summer. And then I'm hoping right down the back there's another thick lagoon area, another little bit up here. So like I said, 3/4 of the property got done today. It was about 4 hours worth. That's with recording, so yeah, 4 hours, so not too bad. By the time I got into it, really into the mowing side of it, yeah, it's close to 10 o'clock, it's just gone 2 o'clock now, so that's it guys. Wrap the video up there. See you later, bye. Final bonus footage. Nice cooking, Gabrielle. Alrighty. Bye bye. Oh yeah. See ya.